First European Series event. I mean, for the prelims I lost count of how many first round knockouts there were, so plenty of action for the wild Newcastle crowd. I think the atmosphere tonight was absolutely fantastic. And then when we got to our main televised card at 10 o'clock, for me, you know, we're all about converting new fans into MMA. We had the hardcore there, I'm sure, watching, you know, so for anyone tuning in new to MMA or just curious, I think it was a fantastic four main card fights. I mean, we had a bit of everything. We had Fabian in a great scrap with Lee, who looked like a heavyweight by the time he came in, I think, tonight. And really good scrap. And then, you know, Chris brought the fire tonight. I mean, he had something in him tonight which was brilliant. He had a great squad of Scottish guys down here, which just made the short trip. I thought he did a fantastic job. He's definitely, I think, a star for us in the future. I heard him mention the hydro there, so, you know, if you can fill that out, you know, good for us, good for him. And then Aaron and Corey, I thought that was just a fantastic back and forwards fight. It's a sort of wild fight you like. For Aaron to come out of that second round, I thought was quite impressive. And then, you know, Corey to win in quite a hostile place, you know, fantastic drama, I think. And then finally that last fight, I mean, congratulations obviously to Patricky. I thought, you know, wasn't the easiest flying over here and fighting in this arena, but you know, I've got a massive amount of respect for Ryan. I thought he really stepped up tonight, and that was a standout fight for me tonight. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
How relaxed does it make you feel when a card starts off as explosive as it did tonight? It must make you feel pretty confident heading into a main card after such a great prelims.
I think it makes you the opposite, actually. You go, oh no!
I hope it lives up to
yeah, exactly. I mean, to be honest, you sort of start wishing everybody could see that as well. You know? So you hope that sort of train keeps going down the track. And you know, you don't want to count the averages. You like, if you think, well, I had really good 5 first fights, I hope the main card isn't a disappointment.
Well, it worked out though.
It did work out. I thought it was fantastic.
We've got the Bellator Dublin and now Bellator Birmingham announced. Have we got any other dates in the lineup we can sort of let fans know about?
You know, you certainly will. They'll be very quickly announced. You know, our whole thing is we've said we're going to do at least 6, so you'll get 6. So you know that means there's another one coming right behind Birmingham. So you'll hear it very soon.
How did that feel for you to bring a show like this to Newcastle, to yourself personally?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, it sort of happened. There was a little bit of coincidence, but also, you know, I knew the fans here are fantastic. I mean, I don't know if you heard on that sort of after the Terry fight, you know, there was a bit of a break, and I think if anyone wasn't singing, they were filming it. The atmosphere was absolutely fantastic. So for me, I sort of knew I was in safe hands with the crowd here if we brought the right fights, and you know, it was very satisfying, I think, you know.
Moving away slightly from tonight and looking, the news broke yesterday, of course, in the Sky Sports deal, bringing the US shows over. Just how big is that for Bellator and for UK MMA fans?
I don't think you can overestimate how big that is. I mean, you know, we've had an amazing week. Everybody sort of had a hint of the Channel 5 news, but that wasn't a given. I mean, of course, Bellator's a Viacom company, but for Channel 5 to give over 6 nights in prime time Saturday night is a huge commitment. And, you know, and it does so well for the sport. I mean, to put it on that bandwidth, it's just an incredible thing. And then right behind that, we were working hard behind the scenes to get the Sky Sports deal, and I think that's just a revelation. I mean, it really is. I mean, now you've got all of our American shows, which are fantastic. We know exactly where to watch them. And then on the European series, you can watch them free to air on a Saturday night. So for me, I think it's a huge thing for UK, Irish and European MMA.
Has that come at the perfect time, considering that, you know, we've had this Newcastle event tonight, and then next week is probably the biggest MMA fight in British history, really?
I would say so, yeah. I mean, it's quite serendipitous, and there was a lot of drive for that. We didn't want the MVP Daily fight to just not
go under the
there.
radar. Yeah.
We were committed to showing it live, so it would have been on live somewhere.
Yeah.
But I think for that to be Sky's first fight, I think is fantastic news for everybody. You know, and I think it's an opportunity for all MMA fans, journalists, and everybody else to get behind the sport for once. We want the sport to be big, you know, and I think this is an opportunity for that fight to get everyone's imaginations. And then right behind that, 7 days later, you've got this enormous card in Dublin.
Yeah.
And that's going to be on at the right time of night on Sky Sports. So, you know, you're going to have 7 days of Sky are going to have 2 amazing events to offer the public for the first time.
How big an opportunity do you feel the Sky TV deal is for mixed martial arts in this country, and the opportunity it presents for growth in the sport here?
Again, I just don't think you can overestimate it. I think it's an amazing opportunity. I think, you know, it's great for us that we're on Channel 5, but there's something also about Sky Sports that gives a legitimacy to the sport. If you see the sport on Sky Sports, you know the making event. It's no secret. There's myself and other leagues have been trying to get on Sky Sports for, I think, over a decade, and it's been pushing against a closed door for the most time. So for them to take a chance, and I think that's testament to Bellator's commitment to Europe and their current roster.
And also with regards to UK shows, obviously we have shows in England, have shows in Ireland. Obviously you have a Welsh market, and certainly one we're interested in is the Scottish market. Is there plans to make sure that there are going to be shows in both those places?
100%. I mean, I think you can see from our commitment, we'll definitely take shows. I mean, there's a certain amount of picking the right places for the current roster at the moment, but there's not to say we'll develop it very quickly. And as you can see, I've already sold out the Hydro, so I don't have to worry.
Got to give Jude Samuel a lot of props for putting together one of the hottest UK MMA cards we've ever seen in forever. So thanks to Jude. Is that going to be the trend, though? Are we going to get guys like Pitbull coming in against some of our top guys, giving them the chance for main events? Is that kind of the ingredient as it was?
I think it's the magic ingredient we can offer. I think, lots of different leagues maybe have to make their pay-per-views work in their own territories. I think Scott Coker has shown that he's prepared to put someone on the card that maybe wouldn't in the past think it would make economic sense. I mean, we've got Primus in the next fight on May 4th, which is huge. I mean, and I think it's great for fighters to be able to fight against somebody like that. I mean, you saw Ryan Scope tonight take on a real big beast from Bellator. I mean, that was extraordinary. It's something you wouldn't have seen happen if it wasn't for this deal. And not only is it the fighters, the fans are getting people in their own backyard. People that you would normally have to go across the Atlantic to see. So it's great news.
And that will continue.
That will absolutely continue.
If you look the other way as well, it's hard to ignore the amount of sort of European and UK fighters you signed towards the end of 2018. Will them fighters then put on these American shows now the Sky Sports deal's in place, or will they solely be used for your European series?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we definitely swept up a few fighters, that's for sure. And I think you'll see a combination of things happening. You'll see guys fighting in the UK and Ireland and Europe a lot. You'll see guys rising to the top there and very quickly making a name for themselves and making a case for fighting in the US. I mean, you saw someone like Ryan Scope tonight. I mean, it's an extraordinary display. I mean, he's shown he can hold his own with the guys over there, and I'm sure they'd like to see him fight there. So I think we can fast track people onto that platform, but in the same way we're going to have traffic coming the other way to keep the fans happy.
There's a lot of existing established European promotions, and the question I have is how do Bellator, who depicts himself effectively as the place to be in Europe, after coming forward?
Well, I think it's just getting those ingredients right. I mean, I think we're lucky at Bellator, we have got the resources, we've got the commitment from Scott, we've got the resources to make this happen. So we've got fighters, clearly, the roster. We've also got an entertaining product, which is, we're in the entertainment business here, and we've got a big production, big arena, show to everybody. So we've committed to this area, and I think more than anything, we're concentrating on our game more than anybody else's game at the moment, but we're just committed to deliver big shows to a big audience on live and TV.
Thank you very much, mate. Cheers.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for your time.